God, it seems like there's so much to talk about. Nothing comes to mind because my brain has been fried.
Well, you did say you can talk for hours, right? So...
Yes, I know. I can talk for hours about things that don't actually matter. Now I have to think about it.
Hey, you don't have to think about it, man. This shit doesn't matter either, technically. So.
Oh well, I can say one thing that I'm very, very happy and passionate about the local music scene in this town. I think it's absolutely wonderful that people are able to gather in odd little parking lots and sometimes even inside of a venue to have a good time with some music and some beer. That being said, I have to say that I really genuinely hate musicians.
Why is that, man?
Musicians and artists are some of the worst people in the world.
Oh, come on. Why?
Absolutely. I've never met a the musicians, they're the worst type of artist. I can respect the guy who's doing drawings. I can respect the guy who's doing just working alone privately, because they're doing that art. They're doing that for themselves, right?
Okay.
They're really doing that just for the gratification. Eventually, somebody will see it, get to share it.
Right.
But the problem with musicians is when you go out on a stage, you immediately want all of the attention because it's just so much more narcissistic than any other form of art.
Maybe.
No, it is. It definitely is. So the problem is that when you get in a group of musicians together, have you ever been in a band practice?
I have, yeah.
Okay, so you can attest to the 4 hours you spend doing very, very little and watching people retune guitars and the drummer totally fuck his shit up.
Oh my god.
The giant waste of time that is the band practice. Like, I'm a guy, I have a scheduled life. My life is kind of procedural. I always keep my eye on a clock because that's what I'm concerned with. Now, when I get a bunch of people who are literally twice my age, and who do not have the wherewithal or any time management ability, I'm looking like, no wonder you live in a place where I know no sane woman would ever set foot in. It's absolutely, they do everything artistically. They pay you back artistically, which means not at all. They show up artistically, which means fucking late.
Oh my god.
You're lucky if you run into a musician that owns a vehicle.
Oh, what about all those like band vans and shit?
Yeah, if you get that rich, that means you can show up on time.
Oh my god.
Do you know how much gear of mine has been broken, stolen, abused by just shitheads in this music? And I love them all to death because
wait, hold on. I'm jumping back and forth between the idea of whether or not you yourself are a musician.
Yes, I played in bands constantly. Where do you think this comes from?
Exactly. You can't possibly have this opinion unless you yourself.
Okay. You've never heard of the self-hating musician?
Yeah, no. I've never heard of the self-hating musician.
Oh my
actually.
god!
No,
you think the Jews have a monopoly on it? No, this is my time. My time. I get to hate myself now. Fuck you.
All right, man. Well, tell me more. Let's go. I don't think I'm as tilted about this community as you are. So.
I understand it, but it's worth it sometimes because they make the good music, and we give them a pass, right? We can't give them a pass.
I just find it like I'm just noticing the fact that the last thing you were tilted about was the musician with no car, and you're sitting here in an Uber. So.
Yes, the irony is there. My last car had a very fun meeting with a tree.
Nice.
I think, yes, that was
artistic meeting with a tree.
Yes, it met the tree artistically.
Yes.
And it's going to take some artists to put that goddamn thing back together. But then again, that's the artist I respect.
Yeah, the guys who actually
not the artists that go out on stage, play 3 chords, wear a funny hat, and claim it as the height of their expression. I'm sorry, guys, you're not trying hard enough. I think being a musician is probably the easiest thing to fake because half the time nobody's listening to you anyways. They're ignoring you one way or another. And if you get them to stare at you, all of a sudden you're like, wow, this seems like a lot more pressure when there's actually people at the show watching you do it, because now it's somehow different than playing in your bedroom or spending
It's definitely different, man. 100% is different. Like, I can tell, like, if, like, I play sometimes, and I can tell, like, when I have a camera on, no one's gonna see it. It's not live. It's just me pressing the record button.
Sure, yeah.
My playing ability goes to zero. Like, I won't be able to play songs that I'd be doing in a warm-up. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is, but it's kind of like, what's that, you know, like in quantum mechanics, when you observe a particle, it behaves very differently to, like, that's something different, actually. That's the Schrodinger's box. Different thing, similar, but still different. Anyway, I'm thinking of single split, double split experiments. Doesn't matter. Point being, like, I think it's very different to be observed.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, while you're playing, and it, like, it blows my mind anytime I'm watching, like, one of my favorite bands on stage for like 3 hours. You're like, I'm not hearing this guy fuck up. That's amazing. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That is not just this one time. It's like they're doing this hundreds of times, thousands of times, and they're not fucking up something that I can't play after practicing 100 times over. Right? It's insane.
I think my favorite example of a beautiful artist doing something. I don't know if you're into this music, but the band Mastodon. There's a guy named Brett Hines who plays guitar there. And he did some kind of like children's kids camp thing, where like it was a tutorial, you know, you get to play with the guy from your favorite band, and they paid all this money to show up there and play with this guy. Right. And he shows up there so goddamn hammered. He starts yelling at the kids as he's playing. He's like, "No, you're screwing it up. You're doing it wrong." And he's just totally demoralizing these kids. And it's hilarious to watch because it's like meeting your idol and realizing, wow, he's a piece of shit.
But that's what they are, though, right? So,
that's my point. Artists are like most of this, especially musicians, are really flawed people.
Yep.
Like they're really flawed and weird people. Like Van Gogh's going around jerking off, cutting his ear off.
Well, there's definitely arguments to be made as to why artists turn out that way, right? Especially successful ones, right? It's like
yes,
yeah.
I agree.
There was this thing. I can't remember who I heard this from, but there's basically this thing where it's like the time when you get famous is apparently the time that you stop developing as a character.
Okay, you like an Arrested Development thing, right? You kind of get settled. Oh, this is the pattern that I can kind of continue on and use this.
Sort of, yeah, something like that, yeah. So
Okay.
like if you were like a child actor, like at the age of 14, and you have like assistants bringing shit to you, that's basically where you're gonna end like your growth cycle. You know what I mean?
You can absolutely. So what's your take on the Britney Spears thing then?
I'm not too sure what happened with Britney Spears. I know like way back in the day she like went off the trails and shaved her head and whatnot. But I know there's some shit with her dad and some contract disputes.
Yeah, there's some conservatorship. I mean, they were really screwing her over and taking her for a ride. That's absolutely
like,
true.
I honestly don't know much about it. Like I've just like gotten little bits and pieces. Her dad was
running her career. I mean, she had a residency in Vegas, right?
Okay.
She was out in Vegas making tons of money, and her dad was basically using her own funds to like basically hire lawyers to control her through this conservatorship because she had a couple mental health skidoos.
Control her how? Like?
Well, literally, I think they forced her to have an IUD, one of those implanted birth control things, to make sure she couldn't have kids. And like all this stuff was like they literally took all of her money, didn't give her access to any of her money.
And then this is while she was an adult.
Yes, while she was an adult. But at the same time, like, look at her. She was a child star as well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that level of fame, and I don't think that goes good for anybody, man. Like, Fred Savage is the only one that I know of that actually turned out without robbing a liquor store or something stupid.
There's, people are going to handle different things differently, right? But it seems like in more cases than not, a lot of people who get a lot of fame when they're really young do go through a lot of problems. But I don't know. I think it really depends. Right? I think it's not like a dead end either. Like as soon as you're down this path, like you're fucked. Right? Like people can turn things around too. Even like I don't know, like Miley Cyrus, I think is the example that comes to mind.
You know what? Kudos to Justin Bieber. He actually pulled his shit together.
Yeah. See, I don't know where Bieber is right now. I think I know he's still making music and doing well on the charts, but I have no idea about his personal life.
He went
whatsoever.
hard Christian. He just said, I'm going for the religious.
Personally, I wouldn't see that as a positive thing, but
well, for marketing,
to each their own.
You gotta sell people what they want to buy, right?
I guess so.
Oh, speaking of things to buy, man, I'm excited. We're getting Taco Bell opening up.
Taco Bell? What
downtown Windsor, yeah.
Is it not open before? Wasn't there?
No, it used to be a Starbucks, right? It used to be a Starbucks. It was empty for like 4 or 5 years, and now they're opening up a Taco Bell. But I think this is kind of I've been thinking about this a lot because I think this is a dramatic shift for the city. Because
do you think a Taco Bell opening downtown is a dramatic shift for this?
Yes, because we're going from a Starbucks-based downtown to a Taco Bell-based downtown. Totally different crowds, totally different atmospheres. Like, Starbucks basically, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, Starbucks had to shut down because homeless people kept on messing around in the bathrooms, and nobody was having a good time there. Let's just say that.
Well, the homeless people were probably having a good time there.
Oh, they were. Yes, I'm sure they were.
Not nobody.
Fantastic. Yes. Right. So some people were having a good time, just not the people who were paying. And I'm sure the baristas there had some worries about it. But I'm thinking about this. Like, we're going to a Taco Bell-based downtown environment. Like, this is a huge cultural shift that we're going through. I mean, who are you going to trust in a fist fight when somebody starts causing problems downtown, right? You're not going to ask the barista. You're not going to look to them. You want the guy who was on World Star Hip Hop 3 days ago throwing a cash register at somebody because they claimed that they didn't give him enough hot sauce. That's the guy you want on your side. Not this poor waif model who has to balance soy beverages. How many hot sauces do you think they got at Starbucks?
Honestly, man, like, this is a bit of personal bias, but I'm gonna root for the Starbucks people because I think they end up just by happenstance. Like, I happen to have a better relationship with them.
Okay. Fair enough.
Just because when I show up there for my business, I think the Starbucks people have less to deal with, so they get me going through with smiles a lot faster.
Sure. So you're looking for that positive interaction.
I'm just looking to get the fuck out of there as quickly as possible.
Ah, interesting. So you and the homeless people have different agendas when you go in there.
Definitely different agendas, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Okay. I hate to break it to you that there's definitely a Taco Bell downtown already. It's next to the Burger King and Dollarama and stuff.
Where?
On like Tecumseh.
Oh, it's up there. I'm talking like in the core, though.
It's like pretty close to downtown, I think. I'm not exactly sure where it is, but I think it's before you get to walk.
Is it drunk walking distance?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I haven't been drunk walking in a while.
Okay, well, as long as you're not doing it while driving, that's what matters.
Well, drunk walking while driving. I'd love to see someone attempt that.
All right, man. That's my stop. But hey,
thanks a lot, dude. If you want to check out the channel, that shit was good. You're actually you're made for this. But it's called RideLight. If you want to check it out.
Perfect. Yeah, I run a small podcast too, so I get where you're coming from.
Oh, sweet. Is it on YouTube?
It's just on Spotify. It's just called Wax Cactus. I just say I say terrible shit on it. That's the point.
Let me follow you.
Yeah, and I'm always looking to do more recordings. So.
Yeah, we can collaborate or something if you want. I can hop onto your podcast. Yeah, what's it called? Sorry? Waxed?
Cactus. I just happen to own the domain name, so I'm just like, oh, fuck it, I'll take it.
Waxed Cactus Playlist. That's not you. Or is it?
That's not me. Oh, good to know my branding went well.
Yeah, same shit.
Two words.
Waxed. Yeah, same shit with me, dude. People put RideLight as two words, and then that's not me. Follow.
That's fine. Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate that more than you know.
Yeah, well, I'd appreciate a follow too, man.
Yeah,
I understand the problem.